Hey guys, this is Alex with Athonia, and we're here with Hannah, who just went through the Shroud of Who is the Man of the Shroud exhibit. And the first question we want to ask her is, when did you first hear about the Shroud?
I've known about the Shroud for a little while. I want to say maybe last year at Seek there was a talk that Father Mike Schmitz did about the Shroud. And the thing that really struck me from that was the concept of it being this photo negative. So some exorbitant amount of energy had to create this image looking thing on the Shroud, and there's no explanation from it. And so
Wow.
since then it's been something that I'm like, whoa, that's really cool.
Yeah, so you kind of answered my second question, which is, what impression did it leave you with when you heard that talk, when you heard that? What did it make you feel, think?
Yeah, I mean, I have been Catholic since I was born, cradle Catholic, and so seeing it was just another thing. I wasn't surprised. I was like, whoa, that's amazing, but that's God.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you think now, after going through this exhibit, after asking really good questions, and also hearing Father Andrew Dalton speak on the Shroud and some of the science behind the Shroud? What was your thoughts? What surprised you the most? What was something new that you learned? What do you think?
I was super, I didn't realize that the Shroud I didn't realize there was this much history to the Shroud, which I guess makes sense with it being the supposed burial cloth of Christ, so it has to date back to that. But the fact that there's been this much evidence, and then the way that in the 70s, I believe, they really started diving into it with forensics when technology started getting better, and instead of getting answers to their questions, they ended with infinite numbers of more questions about the Shroud, and it just, I don't know, I think God has a sense of humor a lot of times, and here, for me, as a believer, I kind of just feel the sense of humor of all of these people who are so hard on not believing this and trying to disprove it, and there's literally no human way. I guess at this time, I don't know what science is going to bring, but at this time, there's no way to disprove the Shroud is really, really interesting to me.
Yeah. And that's a good segue to our last question, which is, what role do you think the Shroud can play in sharing the truth of the gospel, the truth of Jesus' church, and in evangelizing?
Yeah, for me, there's no reasonable explanation as to why Jesus was not resurrected. Father was talking about truth and reason, and how you shouldn't be, or faith and reason, and you shouldn't be too far into faith and relying only on faith, but you also shouldn't be reasonistic and relying so far on reason. And so I feel this really just brings the two together. There's no logical explanation for it being somebody else, the wounds, everything that were produced on the negative image that the Shroud is, but just seeing that there is no explanation for it other than Jesus, and there's so many accounts of explanations that could mean that it is him. To me, that's proof that God is real and that God exists. And yeah, no, I think it's crazy. It's super crazy.
Thank you so much for your